welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's Friday, February 12th, 2021. It's always exciting to be with you guys, especially on a Friday, and even more so on a day like this where the markets are absolutely ripping and roaring. You know we're in a bull market when every show it seems to open up on a seriously high note, such as this one. Bitcoin tapped new all-time highs overnight. Seems like incrementally higher and higher. This is no 17 boom and bust, is it? Seems like price just keeps climbing steadily but surely in Bitcoin. Yes, we did tap about 49,100 overnight. We've since pulled back. Price is currently standing at 47,000.
It was a fake out.
Maybe, maybe not, but it's given the alts and other coins. I mean, we've also got Ethereum. Up to 1,841. I think it's tapped 1,850 a few minutes ago.
Ethereum is more convincing.
Yes, Ethereum currently at all-time highs. But of course, I am being joined by Alex, a lead analyst here at crackingcryptocurrency.com. Alex, how is your Friday? Everything good? How was this trading week gone? Maybe give us your reflections on all the excitement that's gone down this week.
My reflections on this week are being long everything despite being bearish and somehow wishing I could be more long. It's just been such a wild week in alts. As much as you look at the chart and the chart's like, yeah, this is just going to jump 150% real quick. And, it looks crazy. You think there's no way. There's just no way it can happen. And then, it ends up meeting those targets, however it does. Maybe there's like little pullbacks along the way. And it's always, just, a little incredible to me how quickly price can move when it finally does start moving.
And a move it has. It certainly has been a one for the ages. I love it, guys, and I'm sure our audience does as well. All right. Just to let everybody know, Jason is not with us today. I think he's on the road. I think he's heading to do stuff for the weekend, so he's checked out a little early. It's going to be just Alex and I walking you through the markets this Friday afternoon. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We've got some solid requests in already. I see in the live chat, and got a couple of good news stories I can't wait to get into, along with I got a poll here too. So let's get into all this and more. It's going to be an exciting one. Thank you to everybody joining us yet once again on the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. This is your #1 source for daily quality technical analysis here on the crypto high seas. You definitely need a map to get you to the treasure out there, and we're luckily the ones to provide it. Okay, enough unusual analogies. What do we got next? Bubbles. Let's take a quick look at crypto bubbles. Seems like it's mostly green in the alt space again. Once again, the altcoin holders have been vindicated. Bitcoin maximalists ain't got nothing on this, do they, Alex?
Are you sure this is the daily performance? Last time I looked at AMP, it was down like 30%. Maybe it reversed in the last hour or so. That's entirely plausible.
It must have, because for the last 30 minutes, I've seen AMP on here. Currently, AMP is up 72% on the day. Congratulations to anybody holding AMP. Beyond that, I see VGX, Voyager token, up another 50% today. Congrats to anybody holding VGX. Beyond that, Ocean's a big one. Ocean is up 25% currently at $1.25 a token. Congrats to the Ocean holders in here. BNB
I see a few of our trades on here. Unfortunately, they're not all the largest ones, but I see LRC we're in, where I believe Jason's in VET. Then I also have us in an XRP trade. Yep, we went long on XRP. We had a signal on it, and I thought, hey.
You don't say. Long on XRP. All right.
I put out a long on XRP last night.
All right, so you said you saw a couple more of our group trades on here?
Yeah, ONT too. That's one of the smaller ones. Gotcha. That one we're in a trailing stop on. That one is just steadily rising up.
All right, brilliant. Another day of solid trades over at CC. It seems like the winners just keep coming. Not gonna look the gift horse in the mouth, as the saying
Yeah.
goes. And
That's one of the benefits of having a system is that assuming you are following your system, then even if like you personally are feeling bearish and you're looking for bearish action to happen to take advantage of, you know, if your system is giving you a long signal, well, you know, you go with what your system is telling you because you've previously determined for yourself that your system is trustworthy. And so, you know, if someone came up to you and they're like, no, you're wrong, you should take the exact opposite direction that you're feeling, you'd be like, screw off, man. You know, my opinion's my opinion. But if your own system that you designed is telling you, hey, you should go long here, then you're like, oh, okay, I'll take the long. You know, I trust past me.
for
Okay,
sure.
Alex of the past, let's do this.
Yep. You know, Alex, you're just clearly someone with a bit of a bearish predilection when it comes to these markets, but you don't let that get in the way of quality signals. You do put your faith in the system where it belongs. So we can, you know, it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. I think being apprehensive about this market, especially when it's flying this high, you might be the first one to recognize that it's time to clear out, head for the exits, while everyone is still with their head in the clouds and all euphoric. So I know I see a few comments in the live chat, people poking fun at Alex. I know he kind of comes off as a perma bear, guys, but that's not always reflected in his actual strategies or in his trades that he posts. But you know,
You guys gotta admit, we did not break 4,800 or 48,000 on Bitcoin overnight. Bet y'all thought we were going to, but we didn't.
that's okay. It's given.
But we also still have not reached 40,000, which is what I said was going to happen soon. So we will see. You know, that is still technically a possibility for Bitcoin. But I gotta say, you know, the alts are just diverging so hard from Bitcoin, and now Ethereum has made another new high here. I can't help but feel like, you know, my bearish thesis on Ethereum is just blown today. You know, even as far as last night, we were still kind of hovering under 1,800, but now it looks pretty bullish. So yeah, markets are crazy.
Well, all right, so we've taken a quick look at bubbles. We've reviewed the Bitcoin and Ethereum prices. We are going to get into the live chat next. I'm going to quickly shout out everyone who's joining us today. Once again, it's nice to see your beautiful faces, everyone.
I am a perma bear. I grew up in the mean streets of the Bitcoin bear market. I didn't start trading until December of 2017. I have only known hard times.
Yep, once you experience all of that, the great unwinding as it was, you will remain permanently on your guard, okay?
On the other hand, I'll say this, you know, I kept my gains at the end of the last alt season, and I know a lot of people who gave back a lot of their gains, because at the end of September, when things started looking shaky, I was like, I'm out. This is good enough profit for me. And a lot of people, they took their profits and rolled them over into one or two more trades. You take a 40-50% loss on that, there goes all your profits from alt season. It doesn't take very. When these things go up very fast, but they can also come down very fast. That's something to be cautious about. But I don't want you guys to think I'm trying to argue that we should necessarily be bearish about alts in this case.
Yes. He's not doing that, guys. He's just Alex wears his feelings or his heart on his sleeve, however the saying goes, and he does have like that. I don't want to call you fundamentally bearish, but I don't know. Like I say, if you've been burned, if you've ever experienced a massive unwinding in the space, well, like I say, it just keeps you on your guard, and you never let all the exciting gains get to your head. Okay, let's get into the live chat really quick, see who's in here today. Looks we got Daniel, one of our channel supporters, was first in the live chat today. Daniel says good morning. We've got Ron Legato in here, who's shortly in after that. We've got RK in here. Nice to see RK. Jose Alves, another channel supporter in the live chat. Nice to see you, Mr. Jose. We got Max Welch in here with a few questions for the logbook. No problem. David Rice is in here saying hello all. Nice to see you, David. Let's see here. Who else do we have? We have Crypto Bull in here. Shoutouts to Crypto Bull. Great work doing timestamps. Crypto Bull has really turned out to be a solid asset on the Kraken Crypto team. So shoutouts to Crypto Bull. Here we go. We've got AAVE15 in here. Hey guys, thanks so much. Yes, we will look at Maker and others later. Tyler Dukacek. Sup y'all. Biddy gonna break out in today or tomorrow and crash on Sunday or Monday. You heard it here first. Alright, Tyler Dukacek says expect a breakout this weekend, but a pullback by Monday. Henry Lauer is in here. Nice to see you, Mr. Lauer. We got Scott Cat in here. Who else? We got B-Flow in here as always. Has B-Flow always been a premium member, or did he just recently join? Alex, do you happen to know?
B-Flow has been a member for like 2 years at least.
Okay, gotcha. All right, I've seen him around more in the members lounge lately, but it's nice to see you, B-Flow. Dark Rico in here saying sup lads and ladettes. Yes, Dark Rico, very inclusive. I like it. Who else we have in here? We got Polly B in here. D. Guedes, Cavano Trades. Mr. Cavano, I still got to reply to your DM. Hang tight. Mr. Ether is in here another day. If in profits, if you love crypto, type 1. If you do not love crypto, type 2. Alright, little impromptu poll for Mr. Ether in the live chat. Finally, we have Wayne Arnott, Rolly Aban, GT Mark IV, Tyler Dukacek, I mentioned, Mr. Unicorn, another channel supporter saying happy Friday. Yes, happy Ale Friday. Yes. Not if you're on UK time and it's already in the evening, you've put everything to bed. It's time to crack open a pint and toast to the gains this season. If you're still in the U.S. on the East Coast, anywhere I guess in the U.S., well, it's not time to pop any brews yet. It's still the afternoon. We got to get our trades in before we relax for tonight. B-Flow mentions Jason had a banger data BTC trade. All right, congrats to Jason for putting in a solid trade for the group.
Yeah, Jason wanted me to mention the data trade. He could not be here today to do his victory lap as he should be able to do. So yeah, let's look at that a little later. We can.
Cool. All right, Mika Smith is in here saying, "I agree. Always trust your past self. Yes, instincts are sometimes good to go by." Let's see here. Bye profits, says Cavano Trades. Yes, bye profits if you don't keep your guard up. I think, as we were saying earlier. Let's see here. Longbeard finally, Rodney Lauer, Topher Dowling, Floyd, All Infinity, and Longbeard. Nice to see a lot of regulars in here today, guys. All right, much love to our loyal audience. Let's get into the next story here. All right, I'm gonna paste in the community tab link right now. Check out today's poll, guys. It's going up right now in the live chat. Click this link, check out the community tab, and check out this poll. So this relates to a story we're going to be covering in just a second, but now that the Miami mayor, Francis Suarez, has called for the city to officially support Bitcoin for government business, would you consider having your salary being paid out in crypto if your employer were to offer such an option? Yes, that's right. Apparently, comments by the Miami mayor lead me to believe that pretty soon the city will be adopting Bitcoin debits and receipts. I'm not sure how to call it. And that means government employees for the city of Miami might even have the option of being paid out in Bitcoin. Does this sound appealing to you? That's what today's poll is about. So, if your employer were to offer such an option to get paid in Bitcoin or crypto, is this something you'd be interested in? The first response is yes, I would like to get paid in Bitcoin. Would you want to get paid in BTC? This first option is for you. Second option is yes, I would like to get paid in a stable coin. Alright, so let's say you still want to get paid kind of in fiat, right? You want your USD value in something that's not volatile, that you're comfortable getting paid out with on a regular basis. And then you obviously forward your stable coins to your exchange to buy up all those shit coins you've been eyeing all week. while working away as a wage slave. The second option is for you if you prefer to get paid in a stable coin. Third option is yes, but I would like to get paid in a crypto of my choice. Alright, so if neither Bitcoin or stable coins are the crypto you would like to get paid in, this third option's for you. Maybe you want to get paid in Cardano or Ocean or Link or Polkadot, or you name the coin. This third option is for you. And if you want to help, let us know what that coin could be. Do leave a comment below. But finally, no, I prefer getting paid in cold hard cash is the fourth option. Do you want to get paid in just cash and you will worry about your crypto finances on your own and handle all that on the side? No need to get your employer involved in your wallets. This fourth option's for you if you just prefer to get paid in cash. Me personally, I have been getting paid in Bitcoin in the past. I like Bitcoin, and I know this is not an ideal option for many out there. It's not exactly a stable currency. With that said, something about stacking a Bitcoin into the future is pretty solid, and getting paid out in such effective way to dollar cost average. So me personally, I am going to pick the first option. Yes, I would like to get paid in Bitcoin. I'm going to click the like button. And if you want to put the poll over the top, you can click this comment box and take you down to the comments. Ooh, we already got 5 comments on this poll. Ron Legato says, I don't want the government anywhere near my crypto. Ooh, how about that? He must have clicked the cash option. Dark Rico says, stable coins, so then I can buy whatever I want when I want. Yes, those were my thoughts exactly, Dark Rico. I like that comment. That's Dark Rico must have clicked the second. I like the stable coin option. Mr. Ether says, I just love getting paid. P-A-I-D. Yes, it's good to just get paid and remunerated for your hard work. So Mr. Ether apparently is fine with any of the options. Big Nate says, I want to be able to make crypto allocations in my 401k. Yeah, that's a pretty reasonable take. And Alex points out you can currently with a self-directed Roth IRA. Good point. And finally, McCaw Smith, a little bit of an unorthodox, not what I was expecting, but yeah, McCaw Smith requesting BCH. They want to get paid out in BCH. I hate transaction fees. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Do this, man.
I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love the idea of everybody getting paid on Bitcoin, the network just would not support all that activity. Sooner than later, we might have to end up even looking at something like BCH to get it done. But in the meantime, get your hands on the Bitcoin while you can. Thank you so much for everybody who's responded. We've got 24 votes in on the poll. Going to check back on the results later. Currently, Bitcoin leading with 42% of respondents saying they'd like to get paid out in Bitcoin from their employer. Alright, that was a good one. Let me just quickly switch the music up here. Alright, good. Next, let's knock out these couple news stories, guys. And we're going to get right into the charts. We're going to get right into your requests. Alright, so this relates directly to the poll we just looked at. Let me make sure. So today on Twitter, this was posted, pretty interesting. This came from Anthony Pompliano. I'm going to drop the link in the live chat if anybody wants to check out this tweet themselves. Alright, here we go. Wow, Miami Mayor Francis Suarez just got Miami into Bitcoin. Employees to be paid out in Bitcoin. Residents to pay fees in Bitcoin. Taxes in Bitcoin. City treasury in Bitcoin. Absolutely unreal. The first Bitcoin municipality in the United States, apparently. Let's quickly review this video. It's only about 40 seconds long.
I want to thank the City of Miami Commissioners for supporting my resolution, which directs the city manager, after analysis, to procure a vendor to be able to offer our employees to get a percentage of their salary in Bitcoin, allows our residents to pay for fees in Bitcoin, and also would allow the city manager to cooperate with Miami-Dade County to allow for taxes to be paid in Bitcoin. It also requests of the state legislature that the City of Miami supports efforts to make Bitcoin an acceptable currency for us to potentially invest in the future. It's wonderful to be a very crypto-forward city in the City of Miami, and I want to thank my commission colleagues for allowing that to happen.
Alright, it's a brief statement, straight to the point. Thank you to his colleagues for making it happen, is how it ends. Yes, very exciting. I am looking forward to my local government officials declaring a similar statement one day, hopefully in the future as well. I wouldn't mind paying my property taxes and other bills, I guess, squaring up with the government in Bitcoin. Well, more like maybe I'll getting paid in Bitcoin. I'm not sure if I'm going to personally pay anybody in Bitcoin. I'm more of a...
Then they're going to know which wallet is your Bitcoin wallet, buddy. The moment you pay your taxes in Bitcoin, that's it. Dox yourself.
Exactly. That's why it's got to be only incoming and no outgoing. And I got to use a new address every time. All right, guys. So that would be the Miami story. I think it's an awesome development. Really looking forward to seeing where this goes. All right. Let's take a look. Alright, excuse me, I had to clear my throat there. Amazon quietly removes job ad revealing digital currency plans. Here's what we know so far. So this was a story that came across yesterday. We didn't really get into it, but it's since had an update. So online retail giant Amazon has removed a job advertisement stating that the company is working on a digital currency project. The job listing described an initiative that would be initially implemented in Mexico, allowing users to swap their cash for a virtual currency. In the statement they wrote, "We are looking for a leader to help us launch a new payment product starting with Mexico as our initial launch country. This product will enable customers to convert their cash into digital currency using which customers can enjoy online services, including shopping for goods and services like Prime Video." Alright, Amazon apparently throwing their hat into the crypto ring. Are they going to bring out a crypto product? Is Amazon coin coming? Is Prime coin coming? I'm wondering what they're going to title it. But apparently they're looking to launch this this Amazon coin initiative. And the test bed was to be, of course, Mexico. So that was the news. I think that came out yesterday. Somebody spotted this this job posting for this Mexican initiative, and they've since quietly removed this ad, suggesting that maybe we were getting a little too close. It was drawing a little too much attention, and really what Amazon wants to do is roll out the Prime coin quietly, guys. So you heard it here. Amazon apparently getting into the coin business. Well,
I mean, I would definitely buy some Prime coin.
Yes, that would, well, let's see here. Amazon coins are big. Alright, so they already have an existing technology around since 2013 called Amazon coins. I'm guessing it's a kind of gift card, gift credit type of thingy.
Oh yeah, it's probably like just like a centralized database.
Yeah, it's archaic as hell. I can't wait to see what comes of this. Pretty soon we're going to be ordering all our cheap trinkets and crap in Amazon coins. Very interesting though. I do wonder if this indicates anything between Miami, you know, the Miami County talking about Bitcoin, and now Amazon thinking about developing a coin. You got to wonder how many years from now until nobody accepts USD, not even the government, and it's all going to be denominated in crypto. I know that seems like a long shot, but I guess remains to be seen. Let's get into the next story here. Jack Dorsey, Jay-Z aim to make Bitcoin the internet's currency. Yes, so we've got another good celebrity sponsor, and this time it's Jay-Z. Apparently joining forces with Jack Dorsey to fund Bitcoin development in Africa and India. How noble of these two guys. They've set up something called the B Trust to focus on Bitcoin development. The pair provided 500 Bitcoin to the endowment worth $23 million. Dorsey recently revealed he was running Bitcoin and made a $1 million donation to Coin Center. Alright, I'm not going to go into this too far, but yes, Dorsey, Jay-Z launched this fund. Going to help spur development in the developing world for Bitcoin technology. I think this is a pretty cool.
I'm still waiting for the Post Malone Trust.
I'm not sure if Post Malone is on the philanthropy game, but if he's listening and he's considering branching out, this is the way, my man. How to raise your profile and maybe make the world a better place at the same time. Dorsey's known, of course, as a Bitcoin evangelist, but now I guess even Jay-Z, Hove is in the Bitcoin game. All right, touched on that. Bitcoin welcomes. This is an article from Forbes. I'm not going to go into it too far. It's an interesting read though, so I'm just going to quickly drop the link to the live chat if anyone wants to check this out. It's more or less what we just covered, but mentions a few more, which is, of course, we're getting more and more high-profile celebrity or corporate endorsements, excuse me, between Tesla, MasterCard, BNY Mellon, Venmo, and many more. Obviously, Jay-Z now. It seems that it's been a huge week for Bitcoin and crypto adoption. There's been so much news, it's hard to keep up even for those working full-time in the industry. Bitcoin adoption is always noteworthy because it shows technology improvements to our financial system are finally being understood and desired. You know, I'm not sure if they're really being understood yet. It is maybe more of a trend, a meme that everybody's jumping on board, but anybody who digs...
If banks really understood the power of crypto, they would be more scared of it than like, oh yes, please let me welcome this Trojan horse into our business.
That's very true. But in the meantime, it's going to pump my bags, so that's ultimately all I really care about. Yes, I know, it's selfish, it's petty of me, but that's just the world we live in, guys. And you know, we know what the game is. We're all here for the same thing, are we not, guys? More or less.
For the technology, right?
Yeah, the technology, about that. No, in all seriousness, yes, I'm in it for tech. I imagine this tech will be big in the future. But in the meantime, I need to develop money, I need to develop a fortune, I need to develop clout, and yes, then in the future we will deploy the tech to mold and shape the social order into what we desire. Onwards we go, gentlemen. Here we go. Next, finally, I only have one last article to mention, everybody. Wall Street banks almost ready to embrace Bitcoin. Apparently, Wall Street investors are exerting pressure on the banking industry to legitimize BTC. This comes, yep, okay, let's see. I need to get into this a little further. In an interview with CNBC, JP Morgan co-president Daniel Pinto signaled that once Bitcoin is widely used as a different asset manager by different asset managers and investors, Wall Street banks will be prepared to embrace it. This, of course, follows a town hall meeting at JP Morgan Chase traders and sales personnel that took place in January 2020. At the time, the bank's head of global markets, Troy Rohrbach responded to a question on whether JP would get into Bitcoin. To answer that, Rohrbach addressed his boss Pinto. Pinto said that even though he absolutely open-minded about Bitcoin, he emphasized that man just isn't there yet. But Pinto recalled the experience of BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, entering the crypto market via Bitcoin futures, and Bitcoin would become an eligible investment in two of its inner funds, symbolizing wider adoption. So Pinto notes regulation of Bitcoin trading would be manageable. He added, if it happened, trades would involve clients and exchanges tested with years of experience. So apparently once they lay the groundwork, they're excited to go into it. But indeed, seems that at this town hall meeting, JP Morgan traders and salespeople all voiced their support for Bitcoin. Apparently the clients do want Bitcoin more than even the execs are willing to imagine. Interesting read, but I'm gonna drop the link in the live chat if anybody wants to check this out a little later. JP Morgan and their staff apparently clamoring to get into BTC. Alright, I think I've said enough for now. I've shouted everybody out. We've quickly covered the news. We've got the poll going in the background. We'll check back in with that in a little bit. Finally, I'm going to transition over to the other scene here. Let's see what we got.
What's that other scene? Is the other scene me?
The other scene would be you. I just need to fix it. Here we go. Yes, we have Alex on screen currently looking at Bitcoin USD. I got to dive into the live chat, start collecting everybody's requests, and I'll let Alex go over the majors with you first. Be right back.
All right, I'll go ahead and ramble on a little. So, as you can see, I still consider us trapped here below resistance on Bitcoin. I am not very excited by what I see here, even though, yes, overnight we did briefly wake up and tap a new high. We still all just have a bunch of sell signals on most time frames. We're below, I wouldn't say we're below significant, baselines because we're still above the daily and the 12-hour. But the lower time frames, it's starting to look really rough here. So I still expect that pullback at least towards 40K on Bitcoin. From there, we will see. This is the chart we were looking at yesterday. So this is still the same line I had marked out yesterday. As you can see, we kind of tapped above it a couple times, and now we're making lower highs on lower time frames. So I would still consider this bearish, and I'm not willing to concede that it might be bullish yet. So I am still not sold on Bitcoin, but Ethereum is starting to look pretty nice here. So see difference: Ethereum, Bitcoin. See, this is way more bullish looking here. We're just breaking above the 4-hour baseline here. We'll be getting a 12-hour continuation signal here, along with a break of this resistance area that we've been eyeing. And on the daily as well, we have continuation signals here. So if we look over at Ethereum, Bitcoin, we seem to be finding some support in this spot. So I feel good about Ethereum's ability to. So you can see we've got a breakout against the downtrend here on Ethereum, Bitcoin. So I think Ethereum can continue to break out against Bitcoin in this spot. So even though I'm still kind of bearish about Bitcoin, I no longer feel nearly as much so on Ethereum here, especially now that we've got this break of resistance. I mean, that's what I've been bitching about, right? It's like, oh yeah, we need to break resistance. We're not there yet. It's like, well, if we close above here today, then that's a signal that we're going to take. So we will keep our eyes on this, and most likely at the end of the day, if we close it above like 1820 or so, we'll take a long signal on it. Oops. All right. Let's zoom out for a second. Bitcoin dominance continuing to fall, and I would suggest here that we've created a head and shoulders pattern here. We're likely on lower time frames. We're just likely to get some continuation here on Bitcoin dominance falling, which means alts are going to continue to appreciate against Bitcoin in this spot. This is great. We're in a lot of alt trades. We were already, kind of ignoring Bitcoin. This is telling us, keep doing that. You're doing right. You're doing the right thing. This is good. This is confirmation of, kind of how we've been viewing the market all month, really. Alts are the play. Bitcoin's not the play right now. Dot ecosystem just continuing to just take off. Uniswap coins taking off. Dragon Perp just vertical. DeFi coins taking off. Privacy coins putting in some interesting lower time frame action. This is an awful lot of volume that just got dumped here at this high, right? But we don't have any sell signals on higher time frames, so it's just something we'll keep our eyes on. Same for exchange tokens. We may be getting a small pullback in the spot. We're starting to get some sell signals here, but it's not convincing yet. Shitcoins, no signs of stopping, totally vertical. Mid caps, totally vertical. Alts, totally vertical. So far, this is telling us that, except for a few exceptions, maybe exchange tokens, maybe privacy tokens, there's just no signs of weakness in the alts. Whether you look at them from the perspective of the baskets of alts, whether shitcoins, altcoins, mid caps, or whether you look at it from the perspective of, is it just better to be in Bitcoin or is it better to be in alts? Like, no, it's better to be in alts, and alts are just vertical right now. So alts So I cannot remember off the top of my head who mentioned to me in the YouTube chat that, you know, my bearishness was early and, you know, we're probably going to pump into the weekend or next week. You could be right. I'd certainly bearishness on alts would be just so premature at this point. We just don't see any signs of that in the charts that we've looked at. We're getting more vertical. As you can see, the trend is continuing to become more steep. So here's the trend, and then, oh wait, no, this is the trend, or wait, no, that's not the trend anymore. This is the trend now. So these trends are going parabolic, but we don't know where the tops of them are going to be, and we definitely don't want to get out too early. So you kind of have to you have to strike a balance between taking some profits on the way up because you don't know what the future holds. And, you know, at places like this, you know, we could be breaking down. We could break down further. It sort of is a little dependent on market conditions. But you also don't want to... You also want to let your winners run. You want the trend to be your friend until it ends. You know, these are very common sayings in trading, but you know, they're truisms for a reason. They're important to remember, but you need to strike a balance. So let's come back over. Let's take a look at some of the major alts. They are starting to look really ripe this morning, I think. I particularly like BCH in this spot. We're getting a break of the downtrend here on lower time frames. This is good to spot when we're at a low. So see, we tap the lows, we tap them, tap it a third time, and here we are, we're making higher lows here and breaking out against the downtrend. These are very good signs for us if we're thinking like, oh, you know, is BCH going to be a trade that's finally on the table? Because, you know, for basically... for a long time now, for a couple years now, BCH has not been a great long trade to take. Every now and then it'll come up off the bottom. You can get yourself a long signal, but there's no good long-term trades, really. You just kind of either went sideways for a good long while or you suffered. So this is going to be really interesting. Do we go sideways in this area? Most likely we will continue to go sideways for a little bit. It's not going to be all straight up from here on BCH. But this is intriguing because BCH is currently just looking to make an assault on its high. And we've seen a lot of alts in this state where as it's approaching its high, it begins reversing against Bitcoin, and then it really takes off because these alts are so oversold in their Bitcoin pairings. It's easy to do like 20%, 30%, 50% on the difference in Bitcoin. So BCH kind of shaping up pretty interestingly. EOS continuing to do well. We've broken out against any significant downtrend that you want to have drawn here. So this is starting to look very good, and we're still so oversold against Bitcoin in this spot. So I think EOS has a lot of room to run here. If we look over at the USDT pairing, a second. I mean, it's just beautiful, right? So I've been pointing this out to you guys all week. As a matter of fact, I think maybe for a week and a half now, that this is just a beautiful trade here. I hope some of you are in it with me, because I sure am. On lower time frames, I'm not super stoked about this resistance that we have here, but I don't even think you should pay too much attention to anything below the weekly here, because it's a longer term trade, because this was such a long basing period. I know when EOS runs, it's going to be insane. Let's see what else we got here. Litecoin kind of shaping up. I want to see a little bit more out of it, but we are starting to break out of downtrends here. Yes, I like this. So, this is probably more realistic. There we go. But we're still in the process of breaking out of this. I like Litecoin. We're very bottomed against Bitcoin here. If someone were to argue to me, it's like, oh no, Litecoin looks weak, you should short this spot. I just don't see it. After this much movement downwards, you feel like you're shorting a bottom. We should be looking for movements of Litecoin up against Bitcoin in this spot, especially because that's what the rest of the market is doing, right? I mean, it seems kind of a no-brainer that we would see Litecoin make that appreciation against Bitcoin. Especially because, as we see, Litecoin is in the process of making and holding new highs right here, right? So you're telling me that Litecoin is making new USD highs and the Bitcoin pairing is at multi-year lows? Yeah, that's what I'm telling you about Litecoin. This is not a very good Litecoin Bitcoin chart. Let's go better Litecoin Bitcoin chart. Yeah, last time Litecoin was this low against Bitcoin was many moons ago. I need an even older chart than this. Coinbase, will you do it for me? Yes. $2016. So I'm very interested in Litecoin in this spot because the Bitcoin pairing is so oversold and the USDT pairing is making new highs as we speak. Look at this chart. Hold on. Let me turn off. Let's get off the weekly baseline. This is not helpful at this time. Very beautiful breakout here. And we're breaking out against horizontal resistance. Everything very bullish on the USDT pairing. And all we have to do is for the Litecoin pairing, or for the Litecoin Bitcoin pairing, to just kind of tick up, right? It's so oversold, it just has to tick up. And Litecoin is just going to fire off. That's my thought on that. Why don't we go ahead, come off of the majors, and let's take some chart requests. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm ready for that. All right, let's get into the first request here. Let's see who was up first. Can you looky on? Yeah, we just looked at Litecoin. All right. Here we go. First request is for Max Welch. What's up, guys? I'm holding a token called UMB. I'm bullish on it, on its use case, but the chart isn't pretty. I bought it at $1.69 and there's still an insider sell-off happening. How can I know for sure? Just seems to be a constant sell pressure despite growing holders every day and the bull market. All right, Alex, pull up UMB. He entered at 169. The selling pressure is starting to get to him, even though he's bullish long term. Is there something positive we can say about this to keep him in it?
You bought it at 169. It's 170 right now. I would say get out with your shirt on while you still can. I agree with you. There is definitely some insider selling right now, as there often is when a coin first debuts. We don't quite have a break of trend. I was thinking, well, maybe if we've got a break of trend here, then I could be like, well, maybe we'll still go up here. Let's see. We potentially have some support in this spot. How about this? I would say you're probably buying at a relatively low risk position, in that if you broke below like $1.50, you'd be, and you close below there, then you would probably know it's time to get out. And we could easily retest this area as liquidity for holders. I mean, they want to scare people like you out of it, right? Like, if it's something that you believe in, they want this coin to take off with the least number of people, everybody who is not a firm back holder shaking out and stuff. So I don't necessarily want to encourage you to hold on to something that is going to drop. I actually, like I said, I do think it could very well drop down into this area. But I would also say that if it's something that you believe in for the long term, man, maybe just walk away. What happens from day to day doesn't really matter. It's, what happens from week to week and month to month. That's why, we zoomed out and we looked at the weeklies for these charts right here, because I think that tells us something. The real money is made in these big trends, right? This is day-to-day stuff. This is, what are these? Profits for ants? It's got to be at least 3 times bigger, guys. You got to focus on the bigger time frames.
Love the Zoolander reference.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I had more to say on UMB, or I wish I knew what direction it was going to. I suspect it's probably going down more here. But maybe the way to play this is to enter on a break of trend and then see what happens. And while you're in this area, just be out. The only thing is, you're kind of trapped right now in that I know a transaction to get you out of this is probably going to be $100. So I understand your hesitance to drop your coins. Like I said, maybe just walk away. Anyway, what's next?
All right, sound advice from Alex. It seems like you're in a bit of a pickle, but maybe look at dollar cost averaging in. If we do dip down to $1 on UMB, buy a little more, average in. Like he says, he's pretty bullish on the long-term viability of UMB. Just look at an
maybe
opportunity
it's a great
to get a little
project.
more.
I don't really know anything about it, but what I do know is that, when a project debuts, there's a lot of people who are initial holders of the token, and of course, they want to take profits. A lot of times, a coin might list at 5x the price that you paid as like a seed investor or something like that. So you're not even interested in holding for the long term. Your play was I bought as an initial investor and then I sell on listing. That's my 5x, and you don't bother holding. Because who knows what's going to happen, or what if the developer rug pulls or something like that. You take your money right then. And then for a lot of other people, their play is after the holders sell and the price drops a lot, they buy the dip on that, and then they get something along the lines of, it's like, oh, hey, see, it lists, everybody sells, and then they buy down here or they buy over here, and then eventually it actually takes off as people become aware of and become interested in the project. So, you don't have to do a project. You don't have to play it perfectly, but you do have to know how you're going to play it. Okay. Like, are you holding it for the long term? Is it a play where you're buying it on launch and then you're flipping it? Or, because you're hoping for a post-listing pump, or are you an ICO buyer and then you flip it on listing? It has to be clear in your mind which thing it is that you are doing, because, otherwise most likely you're going to end up selling at a bottom rather than buying at a bottom, or you buy here and then you sell over here. So these are things that you want to avoid doing. I hope that answers your question.
All right, excellent. Let's get into the next one. Give me just 1 sec. All right, sorry about that, guys.
You are forgiven.
Alright, this next one came from, who was this? This was from Fox Axe Finn. Interesting name. Fox says, "Hey yo, can we look at AAVE and Cardano?"
Sure. AAVE is still showing weakness here. We still have this bearish divergence on the 12-hour. Yeah, daily is still giving us sell signals here too. I don't want it here, man. Yeah, I'm not interested in it. Oh, we can put the baseline back on. I know we're far above the baseline, but yeah. So we don't have a short signal, but we do have plenty of take profit signals and signs of weakness on lower time frames and higher time frames. So for that reason, I'm out. Yep, I don't want AAVE here. And then we have Cardano. It does look like it's starting to weaken on lower time frames. I might want ADA to pull back towards, maybe 75 cents here. So just kind of retest the top of this, kind of like right around this area. Yeah. So you can see on lower time frames, we've kind of snuck below the baseline here. 3-hour, 4-hour, we're just starting to cross below it right here. So yeah, I don't expect a huge pullback in this spot, but I think I would like to see a pullback towards 75 cents before we get a continuation on ADA. The Bitcoin pairing, whoops, there we go. Bitcoin pairing just continues looking strong. We are at an area of, it's resistance. There's some resistance here, but we got support underneath us. I'm kind of agnostic about which direction ADA Bitcoin is going to go here. I can see an argument for us being way overextended, and in some ways we are, but it's a bullish trend, and we made it above this resistance level that we have marked out for good reason. This is the very edge here of our trading range down at this accumulation area. So let's try an even higher time frame. Let's see if what we got here.
Hey, I'm just going to cut in really quick. I see somebody furiously requesting EOS in the live chat. We covered EOS about 13 minutes ago. For anybody joining us new to the channel, after the show wraps up, we've got timestamps available in the description. If you miss any of the charts, if you join late, if you want to just check back later because it is a 2-hour show, I'm going to remind you there are those timestamps coming up after the show. Easily able to find EOS, which was about 13 minutes ago on the show.
Yeah. So, as I said, I just don't see a huge pullback in ADA's future, but we could get just a little bit more pullback, So, I guess I would suggest to you that if you're in it, I would just keep holding. I don't see any signs on the daily or weekly that would suggest to me that this bull run is going to have a premature end on ADA. In fact, there's, with this breakout of this, out of this bottom here, so you can see we've got support and resistance. This is a very strong level right here. With our breakout against this, we're likely to just keep continuing here on the weekly. But if you're not trading the weekly, if you're trading the daily, we could get a pullback in this spot over the next few days. So yeah, I guess those are my feelings on it. Overall, it's very bullish looking, but on lower time frames, it could be a little stronger. ADA's already had a pretty good run. It's up like, 3x this past month? So, all right, yeah, those are my feelings. What's next? What do we got?
All right, excellent look at Cardano and AAVE. Let's see here. Hoping to make at least 100 grand, says Roth, on EOS.
Get in line, man. Get in line.
1200 EOS at 2 cents. He wants to make 100 grand. So 1200 EOS is currently around what, 5 grand? $5,000 worth of EOS. It's got a 20x for this man to get his 100 grand on EOS. Well, I wish you best of luck, my man. I've got an EOS bag as well. Hopefully it does play out that way, but I sincerely doubt it.
Look how everything else has blown through their old all-time highs. You know, if EOS really got moving on that Bitcoin pairing, it wouldn't take much, right? We looked at those Bitcoin pairings, and we've seen how the alts move once they do move. It's like, oh, 5%, 10%, 30%, 50%, 150%, 300%, right? That's what it means to go parabolic. It's just, it's accelerating. Like, these things accelerate. So, totally plausible for EOS. You know, I don't want to make sky-high promises, but hey, I bought some.
$100 EOS, I think, is a tall order, but if we can just get back to $15 for EOS, I will be happy. But let's get into...
Me too. I got to revenge trade the hell out of EOS back up to $15.
I wish I was still in that EOS long, though. I got stopped out after the first take profit the other week, and I didn't re-enter, and I since regretted it. Here we are. I would have hit all 3 of my take profits by now if I merely stuck it out, but hey, that's just how it goes.
That's poker, yeah.
Alright, let's get into the next request. This one comes from Jose Alves, one of our channel supporters. Can we take a look at DOT, Bitcoin, and Filecoin USDT later? Thank you.
Okay. DOT is... Damn it all. It looks strong. This thing is gonna keep going. Oh my god. It's still going, man. What can I say? You know, I had been bearish, and, you know, maybe I should have changed my bearish stance when we broke this resistance level, but there's just no denying it now. I think DOT's going to keep going here in this spot. So, this trend seems to be holding pretty strong here.
I've been telling people to buy DOT, yet I'm the only one that didn't.
Yeah. So, if you're still in it despite my bearishness, congratulations. Just keep holding on for right now. No signs of weakness, even on lower time frames. We could just keep plowing up right here. So, there's no signal that we could really take here on any time frame, really. It's just gone if you're not already in it. But it looks good for continuation if you are. So
make sure
pat yourself on the back. Think, man, I'm smarter than Alex. I saw how bullish that was, and then yeah.
Make sure you give a DOT to BTC a look. I think that's what he requested as well.
Same story. You know, we got a breakout here. So, any reasonable resistance was in this area, and we break out above it today. So, you know, maybe we could take a DOT signal off of DOT Bitcoin. No, I think this candle is probably way too big. Let's turn back on our candle size violation function here. Yeah, we got a no trade, but I wouldn't be surprised if we traded a little sideways or down tomorrow. But yeah, DOT is looking good here. We basically almost have a trading signal. And we have a break of resistance. So I'm down with DOT. I'm down with it. What do we have besides DOT? It was also
Filecoin USDT.
All right. So finding some support here, as you can see. I say you can totally take this at least up to $62, $65. There's no way Filecoin is gonna just hang around in this area and not make an attempt on the new high here. And as you can see on the weekly, we're already closing above the previous weekly high. This will close in a couple days here. But yeah, especially if we get the weekly close above like 38 bucks, what is it, $38, $40, right around there, 39, then that's such a surefire sign that Filecoin is going to stay along, that we're going to get follow through on this. So weekly resistance broken, great sign. Daily resistance is broken, or well, at least will be a greater sign. But after breaking the weekly resistance, I fully expect us to go for the daily resistance if/when we hold it. Okay, if we close back below here, then maybe we'll actually trade down a little and retest the point of control down here at $30. If we did, that's a perfect buying opportunity, because then we would know if we broke down below 27, we were probably going to go all the way down to here, so we would know we could get out. It would be a good low risk entry for us in that way. So yeah, those are a couple different ways you can play this, but it looks good. What's next?
Okay, getting into the next request now. Let's see here. I see a few more piling in. Just a reminder, guys, we have, you know what, we should be able to fit in a few more. So anybody posting requests now, we'll still be able to probably get to it. Let's get into the next one. This one comes from AAVE15. Hey guys, thanks so much for this. Could you look at Maker, EGLD, and Solana for later in the show?
Sure.
I don't know if you want to do all three, but pick one.
Let's do all three. We'll just do them quick, okay?
All right.
I heard someone talking about EGLD. Kind of lost some momentum. Yeah, it did lose some momentum. I would look for it to pull back into the low 100s. Maybe like 96 max here. I mean, first, I think it will swing back up towards the high one more time and then come down into that area. We just had like such a big push here. If you turn off log here, then I think it would make sense. Like, okay, so yeah, we'll pull back here, get people a little excited, and then we'll actually collapse and retest this area down here. At which point, I would look to pick up EGLD for continuation or something like that. And I think that's relatively reasonable. I bet that's like a 50% pullback. Let's do some math. We don't need to do actual math. We'll have TradingView do some math on that. Yeah. From the highs, I think it's, somewhat reasonable here, especially after such a large price appreciation. So it's EGLD. What's the next one, please? I'm sorry.
It would be Maker, EGLD, and Solana.
Maker. All right, Maker. Looks like a continuation signal to me today. So we have what looks like it'll depend on the daily close, but what looks like a firm break of this resistance level here. We'll be crossing up on our oscillator, which is a nice continuation signal when combined, being above the daily baseline. We don't yet have a lot of volatility here on WADA. I hate how these little things pop up when I try and show you this, but we don't yet have it on WADA, but we do have some momentum coming in, so it looks pretty reasonable here. I think we could at least take a PTP trade. And if we can take profit somewhere near the top of this wick, then it will still make sense for us. Maybe we'll continue onwards. Maybe not. Let's see. What would it look like? The trade still makes sense, but we're definitely relying on a new high here. Anyway, I think it looks really bullish here. I think you can take a long off of it, and it would make sense. There's a decent setup here to be had. And then finally, Solana. Let's take a look at that. Nope. I think we're getting a little bit of lower time frame weakness here. As you can see, we've got a bearish divergence here on the 3 and 4 hour. see, slightly lower high here, slightly higher high here. It is diverging, but it's we've got a 12-hour sell signal, sort of, maybe, depending on the close. But I would say overall, there's just no real signs. Let me turn off Quadriga here. There's just no real signs of weakness yet on any higher time frames. So it would be purely speculative if you sold out here. But you could be selling like the exact top. But more likely, you weren't selling the exact top here, 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 here. So for right now, just maybe wait for a daily sell signal. But I mean, we're overextended. If we got one soon, I wouldn't be surprised. What's next? Those are all three.
All right, brilliant. Thank you so much. Let's keep it going. Let's see how we're doing. All right, we got about an hour left in the show. That should give us time to knock out this growing list of requests. Guys, we may not be able to accept any more requests. We still have a pile to get through. Henry Lauer in the live chat says, any chance you could look at Ocean? Cheers.
Sure. Let's look at Ocean. I don't think I've looked at Ocean in quite a while. She's a beaut, but it looks like we have definitely lost that opportunity. Maybe we can, I think we can do Ocean. No, there we go. I'm buying it. It's okay. Here, let's use the trend-based fib extension and try and get some potential targets here. I did do some TA on this previously, apparently, and I drew this trend line. I just want to point out that even though I wasn't watching it, the break of this trend line was actually pretty awesome at predicting that it was going to go up, right? I tell you guys, trend lines are my favorite tool. It requires like so little. It requires like basically no skill. It's like, is this a top? Is this a top? Okay, let's draw a line across them. Oh, it broke. Let's take a trade in that direction. But it's so powerful. I never really talk about it, but you guys see it. It's one of my most used things. So. Trading tools. So yeah, I would suggest to you that we're getting a little bit of resistance in this spot, which is to be expected. We do have some trend-based resistance here, but we just don't have any signs necessarily that it's time to sell on higher time frames. We could have some resistance in this spot, but ultimately find support and continue onwards. So if you're in it, I would just keep holding. But if you're not, this is definitely not a place to be buying in. It's very questionable. So that's the best way to handle this one. What's next?
All right. Thank you very much for the Ocean request. Scott Cat in the live chat requesting to look at Tron. Does it still look good for continuation, he asks.
Let's turn this off. Yeah, it does. I mean, we're getting a daily sell signal here, so we're getting some signs of a pullback, but we could just pull back to retest 5 cents or 4.5 cents from above. I'm not really sensing a lot of weakness here in TRX. So if you're in it, I probably wouldn't even be looking to take profits at this level. I mean, we just broke out against these historic highs. I really want to turn off that feature. It makes it really hard to see. It's just too much going on visually right now. So here, let's look at that Bitcoin pairing real quick. Yeah, and I think even on the weekly, as you can see, we still have so much more room to go here. We break the weekly trend, as you can see. We try and make a new bottom. We are unable, and then we pump off of that bottom. We could trade down a little bit over the next week or so, but I fully expect Tron to continue to make moves up against Bitcoin, and therefore Tron USD to also continue to appreciate in this spot. What's next?
Okay, thank you for the Tron request from Scott Cat. Sorry, I missed that a little earlier. Hopefully that answers Scott's question on continuation on Tron. Let's get into the next one. This one comes from Big Nate in the live chat. First time in the chat. Thank you guys for the awesome content. Can we take a look at AOA? What's AOA? Angle of attack?
I do not know.
Gonna find out right now. AOA is Aurora. Yes, Aurora coin. Top trading pair is on BitHum or BitNum. KuCoin. All right, kind of a no-name coin. Aurora coin currently at not 2. All right.
Let's pull this out. Make sure we're getting all the data right here. Well, let's use market cap. Here we go. Now we've got a little bit more data to work with, right, folks? Now we're cooking with gas. So, how about this? I don't want to futz this. Let's use array feature. So that way, where's my array? Here's the array. There we go. Okay, here's our trend. Let's mark out some support and resistance levels. All right. Support, resistance, support, resistance. Excellent. Now let's look at the dollar pairing real quick. Okay, you know what? I do really like this spot because we have found support here several times. We're holding it. You know, on the dollar pairing, I'm hesitant to want to take it right here because we have yet to break. We've had to break the larger resistance that we have right here. But we have broken this other resistance on other time frames. As you can see, once we did, we start going vertical in this spot. I think it makes sense. And you've got a relatively low risk entry here in that if we ended up below this area, you'd want to be out, right? You'd be like, okay, my trade thesis was incorrect. It's time to gracefully exit. All right. Okay, I see what you see. I think this is a great area to pick up Aurora in. And then you know, I think first place you should look to take it to is maybe, you know, 0.6 as you can see. Resist, support, resistance. That was what we were looking at before. Because right now we are breaking over this weekly resistance right here. I think we'll find some support here and we'll likely continue to break up. So this is a not insignificant move. I think that's like a 1.5, 2x. So oops, it's supposed to be the other way. There we go. Yeah, I guess, you know, take some profits in that area, pat yourself on the back, and then wait to see what happens. Because after that, if we broke that, then we'd probably retest this area next. So,
all right.
I hope that covers it.
That's Aurora coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the next request. Before I do, I'm going to cover a couple comments here. Daniel asks Alex, what are the yellow and purple dots on time transformation mean?
The yellow and purple dots are unnatural volume in that spot. So unnatural volume is I mean, it simply means that relative to previous volume, there's quite a large difference. So, as you can see, we get yellow dots in the spot. Why? Well, compared to previous volume, that's quite a large difference, right? Lower time frames, where do we get yellow dots? Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. And so this is telling you that, if you start getting yellow dots at a place where there's a reversal, you're like, there might be some weight behind this reversal, right? So that's simply what the yellow dots are. It's nothing super fancy.
Nothing crazy, just watching out for the volume. Danger, Will Robertson, or however it goes. Okay, we still got quite a few to knock out, guys. I'm going to have to start hurrying Alex along here. Another question came in. You guys have any recommendations for an exchange that offers a lot of shitcoins that come fresh onto the market? Seems like in this altcoin mania, lots of the new coins have ridiculous moves. Risk rewards seem like it's worth putting a very small amount of capital in. Yeah, I think that's what everybody wants. They want to get in super early. But,
Yeah, man, get in line.
Yeah. Is there any exchanges that have somehow offer like secret early listings? Not really. There's Uniswap. There's basically Uniswap. Sometimes things do trend on Uniswap before they see, or if they ever see listings on places like Binance. Of course, Uniswap is fraught with very high fees right now. So, yeah, take it for what it is. Alternatively, you got a network.
Binance Smart Chain too. Sushi Swap.
Yep, that's very true.
All the decentralized exchanges. That's where people are listing all the no-name, bottom of the barrel shitcoins. And that's not necessarily good or bad, but there's certainly very low market cap stuff. But sometimes you can get lucky and make a lot of money if you're very good at doing research and you see something that the market doesn't yet see.
Yep, but in terms of okay, I mean, I know you're asking for something that's very early to the scene. You
got Uniswap, you got Binance Smart Chain, and you got the DOT ecosystem.
Yep.
Those are your best bets.
If you're just looking for shitcoin casino in general, I do recommend Binance or Bittrex. You will find a lot of what you're looking for potentially on there. The early stuff, that's a little more challenging. That's a more advanced question, but we will get into the next request. Let's see here. David Rice says, did you hit that like button, subscribe, and say something in chat? Yes. If you're watching, if you're tuning in now, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. It does do a lot for us, guys. Thank you so much for everybody who supports us and hits the like button. Finally, Binance is all right. Getting into the next request, I will. Oh yeah, Bflow says I've never been accused. Bflow says I've been accused of many things. A graceful exit, never. All right, getting into the next request. This one is for Wayne Arnott. Can you take a look at .USD and OMG USD later, please?
I definitely did that already, so let's do OMG.
Yep.
OMG looks good. It's still going for it. I think I've been saying that we could take OMG up to at least the $8 range. I seem to recall saying that earlier in the week. It's still good for it. Yeah, there's no signs of weakness or anything. What's next?
All right, I like the pace we are moving at now. Thank you, Wayne Arnott, for that request. Next one comes from Rolly Amon. ZEC USDT, please. ZEC.
Okay. Strong, no signs of weakness. Keep holding. As a matter of fact, I think it looks fantastic in this spot. Definitely keep holding. As you can see, we just yesterday broke above previous resistance. So nothing more that you could want. What's next?
All right, keep it rolling. Thank you for the ZEC request.
Just stay in ZEC.
Bflow pointing out Jason had a banger data BTC trade. Do you want to quickly look at data and show off the wicked trade Jason posted to the group? And anybody who's watching right now, if you took the data BTC trade and you made off like a bandit, please let us know in the live chat with a thumbs up.
Okay, well, Jason entered yesterday, and as you can see what happened today, he definitely hit all take profits, and there was a trailing stop that kicked him out, like, up here. So, beautiful trade from Jason. As you can see, my system would not have given me this trade. We were below zero on our oscillator, so we could not have taken it yesterday. So, one of the benefits of having different systems from the other people that you work with, you get different trades. So, very, very lovely trade here on Data Bitcoin. And, I mean, there's also Data USDT, which is just very beautiful. Nice long basing period here on Data, too. You can see definitely pushes people out here as they get bored.
All right, great work on Data. Thank you to Jason. I think he's listening in on the car ride over to where he's going. Shoutouts.
I know, wherever Jason is, he's listening in on us.
Absolutely. All right, Longbeard.
We miss you, buddy.
All right, Longbeard, Oil Kemp, I see your requests. They are logged. They are on the list. Just hang tight, guys. We will get to them in short order. Just hang tight. Here we go. Next one is a comment from Crypto Bull. Crazy. What was that 3-hour podcast like yesterday? Not a single word about crypto. Yeah, if anybody joined us in the general chat yesterday, we listened in to the JRE podcast with Elon Musk. And it was a little underwhelming, I'm not going to lie, although it was about what I expected. Elon Musk is not a very good orator. He's not a great speaker.
Or tweeter.
Yeah, that too. So in the end, everybody was expecting him to at least have a quick discussion on Doge, crypto maybe, Bitcoin, anything. Apparently, they didn't even spend a second on the crypto subject. It was a little disappointing. Thanks to everybody who stopped in though and listened in. It was a fun podcast to check out, but yeah, like I said, a little underwhelming. And I don't know, even the line of questioning, I don't think either one of them were really I think there could have been a more interesting conversation. I mean, Elon, if you're listening, come hop onto the show. We got a spot for you.
They didn't phone it in, but they should have phoned it in because doing it in person was useless, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they had some whiskey in the studio and all. It was fun. So, Musk, if you ever want to come and have a drink, share a spliff on the air, the CC crew invites you. We've got much more interesting and pertinent questions to put to you than Joe Rogan did yesterday. I think we can get Elon to give his official statement on, well, some of the coins, but that's maybe just wishing. All right, let's get into the next one. X Windor in the live chat. Can we look at the graph, GRT?
Sure thing. Looking at the graph is painful for me right now. I sold my GRT right in this area at resistance. So that feels very, very bad for me. It looks really nice here. I think it's a good area to take some profits and look for some sort of pullback. I think towards like $1.50, maybe $1.75, because we are starting to get some signs of lower time frame weakness here. I mean, look at that. See, 4 hours. It's like 8 hours here. We don't move, and then slap in the face. So, probably a little bit of pull up here, and then down into like 150, 175, like we were talking about. And then probably continuation. I don't see this train stopping anytime soon. So this is kind of our weekly trend here, or daily trend rather. Keep our eyes on that, but for now, keep holding. But take some profits.
All right, take profits. Hold on to the graph. Yes, I don't know how I let all these bangers slip by. I was eyeing the graph up when it debuted. I was eyeing up Polkadot well below $4, and here I am holding neither. New
lessons every cycle. There's lessons that I took away from last cycle that I use in this one, like making sure that you take profits when you're up because the way down really sucks. And in some ways, it's made me more cautious and I miss out on opportunities, but then I don't get, totally slammed at the end. I think it's the same thing for you, man. You're just cautious.
Totally. Extremely cautious, guys. I have learned. Now, my bags are still very swole, but it still hurts to miss out on these wicked gainers. But for the guys holding the GRTs and the dots and everything else in the live chat, basically Mr. Ether, have a pint in my honor tonight and all the alt gains that I missed out on. All right, let's get into the next request. Yes, pour one out for the homies that aren't here to enjoy this crazy alt cycle. For everybody who tapped out in the 17-18 unwinding, this one's for you guys. All right, finally, anybody, I see quite a few requests like dot reef. Okay guys, hang on, we're gonna get to a few of these. Dot we already did. Just gonna restate this one more time. If you're just joining us now, this is a 2-hour stream. It's likely that we covered the coin, or will cover the coin that you want. If you do want to come back after the show, we will have timestamps pointing out all of the different tickers. So if you don't have the patience to wait around 2 hours for your request or the chart you're looking for, please do revisit this replay after the show's up. You will find those very, very handy timestamps courtesy of Crypto Bull. All right, this one's for Topher Dowling. ZRX undervalued? Question mark. What do you think about ZRX? Is it undervalued? Take a quick look at the chart.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily undervalued after it has 3x'd, but I think I want a pullback here. To where? Pull back to where? So all we've really done here is come back up and retest the liquidity of the highs of this wick. So we come back up, boom, we stop out anybody who set their stop on the other side of this wick with a short. So you're doing that, boom, you're stopped out, you're done. But then, we don't really make the new high. It's just enough to screw over anybody who longed there, but it's not enough for us to, confirm by closing over. So I do feel like we're likely to get a pullback towards maybe 90 cents or so. I think I like this area, the volume in this area. It looked like we moved very quickly through here, but there's an awful lot of volume that was transacted. So I think I'd like to see all those people stopped out. Everybody who bought ZRX right around $1, and then after I think ZRX shakes off some people, I think maybe we'd look for continuation then. But I don't really like this spot right here for those reasons. You could argue that we had a continuation long signal yesterday. Oops, sorry. I mean, we are breaking over this resistance. We did curl up here. Again, this is our continuation signal, but it's always nice to have the break of resistance. When you're looking at your signals, it's like, oh, well, yeah, that's extra confirmation for me. So, I don't want to seem too bearish here, but I still really feel like this entire area, we just need to shake out all those people who long there. So I think if you're looking to buy, I would wait. And if you're looking for a take profit area, now's a good time. It's not bad. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it keeps going, but 3 or 4x is not a bad place to take profits. So I think that's it.
All right, well stated. Yes, 3 or 4x is never a bad place to take some profit off the table, guys. Where else? What other market? What other trader has got access to markets where 3 to 4x is something that you you bulk at taking profits at? No other market's got this kind of volatility. Don't be greedy, guys. Take those profits. All right. I'm going to get into the next one. This is from Rodney Lauer. Is Ant still good on that long? Did we take an Ant trade in the group?
I did. It was I call them an as seen on TV trade. So sometimes trades that we talk about on the show, I'm like, I really like that trade. Maybe we'll put that up. So I would say it's probably not still good. If I'm not mistaken, we would have hit take profits today. So we were talking about this yesterday. So let's look at it as it was when I took the trade. So as you can see, we have a break of resistance. We're curling up on our oscillator. We're just getting a new long signal on our oscillator. At the same time, we're getting momentum and volatility confirmation. So overall, everything looks good for our continuation long, and we take that here. Our entry is 634.64. All right, so what did we hit here? Our high is 704. I think we just missed take profit one, actually. Is it still good in this spot? Yeah, it's still good in this spot. I worry that if things were to reverse, which is always a possibility at any time with price, that because your entry is not as good, it's 657 versus 634. It's a full 5% difference there. That if I got an exit signal, basically everybody would be getting out in profit except you, who would be taking a loss because you got the entry so late. I would just, we put up a lot of trades, man. It's just, you could just let it go for now. What's next?
Okay, let's get into the next request. Nadal Akili in the live chat. I see a request. I see people requesting DOT. Guys, we did DOT. Hang on, Mr. Akili. Your request is coming up, guys. As for everybody else posting requests, listen, we are kind of full up. We have still a dozen or so requests to go. That's going to take us to the end of the show. But hang tight, we will probably get into your request. It's likely among these next ones. Cheesy Business H2O, MFT USDT looking good again, question mark?
Okay, I remember we were looking at it previously and it had been bearish. All right, so yes, I remember last time we looked at it, I was saying that we looked like we were in for a dump and it was time to take some profits here. And we did get one. It was like, what, a 30% pullback here? 25% pullback. But we did not pull back into this space like I had been expecting. I was expecting a slightly larger one. I would say yes, this does look like a continuation signal in this spot. We've broken resistance. We're starting to... we may have a continuation signal at the end of today with this cross here. Volatility not in yet. The explosion level is not rising. It's not yellow. But our momentum is back. We've got a big old bar here above the dead zone and above our explosion level line. So overall, this is a signal that you could take. I think it would make sense. And if you did take the signal, our stop would be a bit below the most recent candle and back near these lows. And that makes sense. If we got in here, we were all the way back down here, we'd want to be out. The trade doesn't make sense anymore. As a matter of fact, most likely, our oscillator would already cross back under if we were even below this resistance level. So that's probably the best way to play this. Have this be your stop, and this is like your mental stop. Why would I still want to be in this back under 1.76 cents? This is actually, that the cross above it was my entry, so a cross below it is like, well, that kind of validates my whole view of breaking resistance if we're back under resistance. So that's probably the best way to play this. What's next?
Right there you have it. Cheesy Business H2O. That's MFT. Getting into the next one. Super Relax. One of our channel supporters. Thank you so much for your support. Can we look at Digibyte and THETA?
Oh, I haven't looked at Digibyte in forever. Sure.
some ways the original meme coin. This was the internet meme coin before, I guess, Link.
This is just kind of going, gone. If you're in it, just keep holding. There's no sign of weakness yet. As a matter of fact, even on lower time frames, it looks like it's just going to keep going here. So there's not even any lower time frame like, oh, you know, maybe there's something bearish here. There's nothing. This is just good. We'll look at the let's look at the Bitcoin pairing real quick. Yeah, man, this is pretty strong looking. If we think of this as one long consolidation area, man, if DGB really did go for it, if it really did make new highs against Bitcoin, I wonder, are we just going to have like the craziest alt season ever this year? Is that what's going to happen? I don't know, some of these charts are really suggestive, right? It's really, is this thing going to make, is this going to make like 300 or 400% gains against Bitcoin in this spot? Let's, yeah, I think Digibyte looks good. Presumably you're in it. Just stay in it, man, for right now. What was the second one? I'm sorry.
No problem. It was Digibyte and THETA.
Okay. I am keeping my eyes on THETA here, but it looks like it's really heavily at resistance. $3 resistance, holding strong. As you can see, we're trapped below the baseline on the 3 hour and the 4 hour. We've got all these wicks up in the $3 area. I really feel like this is it for THETA. But I also kind of said that about DOT, and then look what DOT's doing. And then they had very similar charts, right? Let's put them side by side. So, I don't mind making both sides of the argument here. So let's look at the bullish argument here, because the bearish one is that we're trapped below this $3 resistance right now. Here's what I want to do. Okay. There we go. This is THETA. Here's that 12 hour. So essentially this area right here on THETA is this area right here on DOT. If THETA sort of finishes that pattern, right? Do you guys see what I'm seeing here right here? I hope you are. Okay. So I know none of you can talk to me, but I'm going to presume that you all said, yes, I see it, Alex, of course. So we'll see if that's the case here. And if so, we would expect THETA to follow through. Actually, this area is this area, and then this area is this area right here. And then we're expecting this follow through on DOT here on THETA. So that's the bullish case. The bullish case being, it's like, no, we've seen this before, Alex, and that resistance is already broken. The resistance is actually right here, more like $2.90. So we're above it, and we're just retesting it. And God, you're always so bearish, Alex. What's wrong with you? So that's the alternate argument of THETA breaking out over $3 here and then doing something like this. So those are two different ways you can look at THETA right in the spot. So I guess you know me. I would rather wait for just a little bit more confirmation before entering long here. But if you're still long, there's not necessarily a strong sell signal that you need to be taking right now. What's next?
Excellent. That would be THETA and Digibyte for super relax. Okay, let's get into the next request. This is from BFlow, INJ, and Uniswap USDT. Let's take a look at INJ first. Everybody else still waiting in for their request. Hang tight. They're coming up.
INJ is starting to show some signs of weakness here. I think this is probably a good area to take some profit. Lower this is lower time frame stuff. Perhaps we just get a pullback to like the $10 area. Maybe we even pull back into the $7 or $8 area right here. I'm not really sure. You can see 4 hour too. We're definitely putting in a sweet failure powered pattern with a higher high and a lower high here, breaking into the 4 hour chart or 4 hour baseline. So, yep, those are my feelings. Perfect time to take some profits. Maybe look to restock around $10, $9.50, somewhere around there. And yeah, congratulations on a fantastic trade, man.
All right, big congrats to B-Flow on INJ. Do you want to take a quick look at Uniswap too?
Of course. This son of a bitch might keep going, damn it. Can you believe this? So, I said that we needed a break above this resistance level, and we got a break above that resistance level. We stayed above the baseline. Watt is firing. I think it's probably going to continue here. So, despite my bearishness of the last week, Uniswap has proven me wrong here. And as far as I'm concerned, I think this is ripe for a continuation signal at the end of today. I'll put that on the watch list. Maybe we'll take it. It looks good. Yep. So these are all looking very good. Most of these are looking very good into the weekend.
I think I sold half my uni bag at $18. What was I thinking? Well, I know what I was thinking. I was taking mad profits, guys, and using the money on something valuable in the real world. That's the way to do it. You can't just be virtual money rich forever, guys. You gotta have exit plans that convert this wealth into, real world assets, real world value. Can't stay in your pod forever just trading cryptocurrencies, even though that's the future they all got planned for us. Okay, getting into the next request. Crypto Caveman just joined late. Alright, joining late says Crypto Caveman. What's up, guys? Nice to see you, channel supporter, Crypto Caveman, a super regular of the live chat. Nice to see you, late or not. And of course, if you are late to the stream, refresh the video later for the replay. We do have timestamps. Easily find and review the markets we already looked at, and boy, did we look at a lot of them. Rodney Lauer in the live chat says, could we take a look at IOTA? Lots of news coming out. Yeah, IOTA has got some big news stories lately. What was this recent tie-up I heard? Let me see if I can remember.
Lower time frames bearish here. Expect a pullback towards 75 cents. This general consolidation area right here. You can see it for yourself on lower time frames. Here we print a bearish divergence here on this high. On the 1 hour, we've crawled below the baseline. As you can see, we're forming a point of control here. Yeah. So I would love to see us swing back towards 75, 85 cents, somewhere around there. But then ultimately, and you can see that area as like a little bulge here, 75 cents on our VPVR. But then after that, continuation. I'm not expecting like a full scale big pullback on IOTA. So just maybe it's just a small healthy correction. Perhaps you can use that for your entry if it's something that you really believe in. Otherwise, if you're like holding IOTA long term, just don't touch it, man. This chart will probably continue after the pullback. So, what's next?
All right, just quickly going to mention what I did notice yesterday. It was an IOTA story related to Dell. Yes, Dell Computers, apparently a preliminary partnership between IOTA and Dell Computers to develop some kind of Oracle project. So yeah, as Rodney Lauer pointed out, lots of good news coming out for IOTA. I do see a lot of interesting articles trending surrounding IOTA lately. Congrats to any IOTA holders in the house. Next one's for Loft in the live chat. Chart request for DCR, Decred, and RUNE. BTC pairings and USDT. All right, getting a little generous with his request. Quick Decred and RUNE.
DCR Bitcoin looks just a little bit topped out in this spot. It's been a nice run, but then again, maybe it's just kind of siloing up the way Link was. So I'm not entirely sure, but I don't have a good strong signal one way or the other. So we'll look at the Bitcoin or USDT pairing real quick. Okay. What a beautiful buy-in point this was that I never used. Some signs of sell signal on lower time frames. Maybe not a bad time to take some profit. Seems like we just dumped a lot of volume at this area, doesn't it? It's kind of interesting. Let's see here, and then RUNE. RUNE Bitcoin, still looking. I feel like you asked me about this yesterday. Maybe it wasn't you. I got asked about this yesterday, and it still looks weak today. You know, we still have this bearish divergence. We're still at this area of resistance. You can see we haven't made much headway over the last few days. I think we still need to pull back here on RUNE, so I'm not super interested in it right this second. We've had a nice run on it, after all, so...
Been a nice run, but we're going to let it ride for now. Let's get into the next request, Alex. Not to rush you along too far, but we've only got about 10 or so minutes left in the show, and we still got about a dozen requests.
Yeah, don't forget we've got power down after this, too.
Yes, we do have a staff meeting we have to get to as well. All right. Next one comes from Tech Engine. It's BAT, followed by a few other requests as well later. All right, BAT USDT real quick.
Probably lower time frame pullback just for a day or so and then continuation. We're getting some sell signals right here, but I wouldn't expect much more than like a sweep of this area again before it got bought back up and continued. After all, we did just break out heavily against long-term resistance here. So all the way from before before April 2019. So I would suggest to you that if we did pull back, it's just a small pullback, and that we will continue from here now that we have broken these areas. So yeah, BAT looks really good, but on lower time frames, if you're day trading it, I'd be out. What's next?
All right, quick look at BAT. I like it. Next one is from Donovan Costigan in the live chat. Any chance we can take a look at RLC USDT on the weekly?
Sure. So right now we are tapping at the daily highs. And at the end of this week, we should be above the weekly highs. So, yeah, at the end of this week, we'll have a wonderful sign to go ahead and get long RLC in this spot. So, if you want to be buying above somewhere above hopefully somewhere closer to $1.90, but I mean this is not a bad spot to buy in if you're looking at it on the weekly. You just want to wait for the weekly close. That's all. Because we could just close a little bit more down here on the weekly, and then it'd still be a signal you could take, only you'd have a better entry. So keep your eyes on it, but as far as the weekly goes, yeah, looks good, man. What's next?
Looking good on the weekly for RLC. Getting into Tezos next. Lucas Johnson in the live chat. Tezos XTZ.
Going, gone. I hope you're not looking for an entry, man. Yeah, there's literally, I mean, it's just pumped in the last hour, so it's literally pumping as we speak. So there is no signs of weakness. It's just going, and keep holding, man. What's next?
Keep holding, Tezos. Okay, Ego Killer Band in the live chat. I know this took a while to get to, but it's here finally. Request would be for Link. He wants to take a look at Link, and then he leaves a little comment. As for alts and Bitcoin, late 2021 is going to be another world of wild. Yes, I also feel that the later half of this year is going to be very exciting. Watch for that pullback come spring or summer, though.
So here you see we were experiencing some resistance at $28 or so. And we broke it. So I would suggest to you that Link is likely to keep going from here. There wasn't really an easy to discern signal to take in this spot, so I kind of didn't. But I do think that I think Link will just kind of keep going up from here, especially the way we kind of sidled up to this resistance and then still broke up. As you remember, we were not bearish per se, but we were dubious. We were dubious as long as Link was kind of hanging around inside of our moving average envelope. But it did kind of wander upwards, and now it's breaking this new high, so I think it's good to go. I think it'll continue onwards here. What's next?
All right, let's get into the next one. I do see a question here from Last Stickler in the live chat. Is there any time when you post free signals, or is it totally random? I see Wrong Legato answered him, but Alex, do you want to...
Yeah, so not all, but any of our signals could become a free signal. Essentially, when we put our signals through to the premium group, the random number generator decides like 1 out of 5 of them is going to become a free signal. And obviously, we don't know which signals are going to become free signals. But the people who get the free signals are the exact same signals that premium gets. It's at the exact same time. We don't delay them or anything like that. It just doesn't seem like it's very useful to give people signals that they can't use. It doesn't really prove. I mean, it doesn't do much to prove that you're a very good trader. People can't make money off your signals. But we also don't want to dilute the value of what we provide our members. So I feel like the random system where you kind of don't know what you're going to get. It comes out the same time every day because we do it around the daily close. But
I think we struck a perfect balance with the free signals versus the premium signals. We try to find a way to throw a bone to the free members, and this one is perfect. Like he said, randomly pick one of our premium signals and it gets put out there. This way, there's no real way for the analyst to game it or be conscious of, okay, is this a signal I'm posting to the general guys, or it's just a premium signal picked out of the hat. You guys get a taste for what we do at Premium. Premium.cracking.cryptocurrency.com.
We used to have, like when we used to hand pick which signals were going to go into the free ones. Obviously, we would want to. First, the thought was obviously we want our best signals to go into the free because we want it to be like the most appealing, obviously. But the problem with that is a lot of times when we were even more sure about a trade, those were the trades that were more likely to fail because that's a form of discretion, right? It's a form of discretion you're trading. It's like, I'm going to post this trade for these people because I'm so sure about it. And of course, those are always the ones that you get slapped on. So, that system where we would pick which ones would go into free just wasn't working either because the very act of being conscious that it had to go into the free system meant that the free ended up getting a lower quality signal, even though we were trying to give a higher quality signal, just by the very nature of trading. Anyway, I think our system is good.
Yeah, it's working great lately, and a lot of the members are happy. All right, little time left in the show now. I'm going to just start naming them off, and you pick ones that you want to stop on. We got EOS here for Henry. We got Litecoin for MacW. CTXC for Lucas.
Those two. CTXC. Do that real quick. Keep talking.
CTXC, AMB, All Infinity requesting AMB, SNX, Synthetics, BNB. We got to do BNB for sure. People mentioning.
CTXC, good for continuation. What's BNB?
BNB.
Still at resistance. I still like this area for taking profits. We could still come up a little bit more and retest the $150 area, but I'm not. We've had a very nice run here, and I can't help but feel that on the Bitcoin pairing especially, we're just at resistance in this spot. We've got too much resistance above us. This area right here.
Too much resistance, you say?
So, support, resistance. Like, this is where we are. So, I like this spot for taking profits. It's been a great look at this candle. It's been a great run. Take some profits. And we'll see about BNB in the future.
Nidal Akili in the live chat says, you're not discussing the most interesting coin this week, BNB. Any thoughts on what Binance is doing? I'm not sure what Binance is doing, but Alex just spelled out a bit of resistance in the charts. Take that for what it is. Okay, I want you to do this one for Christian Zeladon. He was asking a couple of times. I really want to do this. Can you look at Quant today? What's a good entry? Thank you.
All right. I mean, there is no good entry today. Don't enter today. That's my answer to you, man. We're starting to get a daily sell signal here on Quant USD. This is an area where people should be taking profits, not entering. What would be good in theory? I would try and get back in towards $30. Maybe if you were lucky, $20, but probably more towards 30. For right now, I probably really would expect this trend line to be broken. Keep your eyes out for it, and then with the daily sell signal break a trend line, you're going to want to be out for a little while.
All right.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but one way or another, I just don't see a way to reliably get into this and not be risking too much. So just don't.
That's right, Christian Zeldon. We do play things safe here. Our analysts are like ninjas. They find the perfect opportunity to strike. We do not. We don't use too much discretion or do any cowboy moves that gets us into positions that we're not comfortable with. Those are Alex's unfiltered thoughts on Quant. Sorry if we are not promoting the long that you're seeing. Okay, we're pretty much done. We got to move to wrap. I see someone saying ETH update. Something happening on ETH. If not, you're going to have to check out the replay.
It looks like it's going to continue. The 4-hour close is super convincing. Look at that. So we close this 4-hour high. We break that resistance. Ethereum's going to keep going, guys. I hope you're long Ethereum in this spot. Yeah, even the Bitcoin pairing, as we had previously noted, continues to rise here after breaking the downtrend. So nothing more to report.
All right, I do want to move to wrap, Alex, but if you can find it in your heart, channel supporter Daniel still had a couple of requests, and if you want to do at least one of them, that'd be great. REEF, Serum, MDT, Link, any of those sound worth doing?
Well, we already did Link. Let's do REEF real quick, and then we'll wrap.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
If I were you, I would just keep holding, man. No real signs of weakness yet. I think it's just getting started. Good luck.
Good luck. Okay, finally, before we move to the exits, I'm going to bring up the poll, guys. Here we go. Alright, let me switch tabs. Let me bring this up a little higher so everything is clear. Alright, brilliant. Today's poll, of course, being that now that Miami Mayor Francis Suarez has called out for the city to officially support Bitcoin for government business, would you consider having your salary being paid out in crypto if your employer were to offer such an option? Let's refresh it and see how many votes. We got 39 votes in the poll, and currently leading response is yes, I would like to get paid in Bitcoin. Apparently 41% of the audience likes the idea of being paid out in Bitcoin. And second leading response is yes, I would like to get paid in crypto of my choice. Okay, so apparently a strong number of respondents want to get paid in crypto, just not necessarily Bitcoin. Let us know what that coin is. What coin do you want to get paid in? Do you want to get paid in XRP, or do you want to get paid in Polkadot or Ethereum? Do let us know. Leave a comment down below. Responses like yes, I would like to get paid in the stable coin, 18%, and no, I prefer getting paid in cold hard cash, also at 18%. Okay, guys, I'm going to drop the community link one last time for the live chat. If you haven't submitted a response to the poll, now's a great opportunity. MacW says, will work for Bitcoin. Thanks, guys. See you next week. Yes, thank you so much, everyone. I'm sorry, Adam Cohen, we couldn't take a look at SOS News. Just think about it. Yes, Adam Cohen pointed out something's happening at SOS. It is a mining operation. They are doing hydrogen-powered mining. He claims they're going to produce megabucks on this new operation that will rival Riot and others. So check out SOS, Adam. According to Adam. Adam, there's a shout out. I know you asked me 3 times to mention this. It's there. People go shill or go pump Adam's SOS bags right now. Okay, guys, we're moving to wrap. I don't have much more to say. Much love to everyone. Gotta go. We got a staff meeting to get to. Shorter to cut it short. Sorry if we couldn't get to all your requests today, but we will be back on Monday. Also, check out the Discord, discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com. I think there's UFC tomorrow.
Be sure to like and subscribe, guys. And thank you so much for being here this week.
Thank you very, very much. Much love to you all. See you in the Discord. Cheers for now.